Nerds, geeks, dorks, whatever you call us, we're everywhere. Literally, everywhere. And since you can't get rid of us, might as well enjoy us, which is what I'm doing. Welcome to The National Nerd. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is John Gorga. I'm the owner-operator of Carmine Street Comics.
All right, how long have you been, open in the area, the West Village?
We've been here since 2013. In fact, today is the 3-year anniversary. So exactly 3 years ago today, May 1st, 2013, we opened up this crazy, weird, little experimental, insanity, beautiful thing in the middle of the West Village.
All right, so you said experimental. What is experimental? What's special about your store?
Well, it's definitely experimental in a couple ways. We're really focused on supporting independent creators. So we carry a lot of stuff that's self-published, stuff that's just kind of Xerox, runoff stuff like zines or minis, as different people have different names for them. But the biggest thing is that we've got a drawing table in the window. It's a permanent fixture. We don't make any money from it. It's like a non-profit thing in the middle of a for-profit space. And the store has a writer in residence and an artist in residence. And they both use that space pretty regularly to literally make comics. But it's also open to the public. Anybody can reserve it via email or just kind of pop in and talk with us and set up a time slot. They can sell their own stuff right from that space whenever they want without giving us any cut. So it's pretty weird little kind of open studio. We call it the artist space at Carmine Street. What's the other thing? We're definitely always trying to have as many events as we can. We're always trying to be open. We're looking into starting something more like publishing our own comics. And the long-term plan is for something really crazy and experimental, which is the creation of more of a community center and less of a store. Something more like almost a museum or a library with just kind of a gift shop that basically functions like a comic book store. So there could be a space that's purely for the support and the education and the exposure and the celebration of comics.
All right, and anything in the store that you're like extraordinarily proud of, or like a really really rare comic, or just something that a independent creator created that you think is like top quality?
Let me see. Well, I always really love that we've got stuff that's literally been made in the window space. That always makes me really happy. I love referring to them as the comics born at Carmine Street. I'm not sure I actually have any in stock right now because they like small print runs, so then they'll run out. But there's one for the first time coming up soon, made by Fabian Lillet, the artist in residence, that's being published by Black Mask Studios. Black Mask Studios, I said that really fast. They're a really small, they're like mid-sized comic book publisher here in America, and that's the first time that a comic that was really conceived and drawn here is going to be available nationwide, and that's coming out June 29th of this year.
All right, so remember, Black Mask Comics, June 29th. What's the comic called?
That's important. It's called Jade Street Protection Service.
Jade Street Protection Service. Check it out. We'll put a link in the description.
Good.
All right. So, anything else you want to say about your store?
Just that I really love comics. I really love comics and I really love people. So I like to think I'm pretty good at finding the right comics for the right people, bringing that little kind of retail magic and making that happen. And I really care. And it sounds kind of like silly and cheesy, but I like to think that's what sets me apart, is that I'm here every day, almost literally every day, nearly all day myself, and being really about making as many people discover comics as possible.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Cool. Thanks, John.
Yeah. Fabian,
Yes.
what is it that you do here?
I do a lot of things here. Initially, I'm a volunteer. Help out. I sell books. I ring people up. Save John's ass when he's late. Stuff like that. But Mainly the purpose of my visits to, Carmine Street, apart from getting my own books, is using the studio space at the front. I draw, conceptualize for my books and stuff like that, and also, meet a lot of different creators.
Do you know of any other store that does that, or?
Nope. I believe in New York, as a staple in their store, we're the only one who has this free studio space for creators. I believe some stores might have events where they would set up some tables, but not as an everyday thing. But that's our niche. That's our shtick, basically, is having that thing is basically what makes Carmine Street Comics, apart from, our friendly staff and all.
And do you have a Kickstarter, Patreon, anything like that?
Kickstarter, no. Although you can order my book. It's under Black Mass Studios. It's called Jade Street Protection Service. The order code is APR 16334. You can order that through Diamond or through any of your, comic book shops. And I do also have a Patreon. It's Rockets and Pens. So you can see all the rewards there. I would gladly appreciate, anything helps pretty much. For me to be able to create more books like Jade Street and, some of the webcomics that I'm on right now. And yeah.
Alright, so want to introduce yourself?
My name is Patrick J. Riley. I'm the writer-in-residence here at Carmine Street Comics.
And, being a writer-in-resident, what does that mean?
Writer-in-residence essentially details that I run all the events, I run the studio space here. I write the Twitter, which is fun. I do this, the email has a little part where we talk about all the events that we do here, which include comedy shows, signings, comic nights where we just lock the store and do 24-hour comics day, which happened once. Stuff like that.
And how long have you been doing this?
I've been writer-in-residence when I said, hey John, I'm going to start calling myself writer-in-residence, because I've been here since, I showed up a week into the store being open, and I've known John for a few years now, and I came by to see how the store was looking. And when I was first here, this place was, I know, surprisingly vacant, and it wasn't full of stacks and stacks of stuff. And I just started helping out, and then I would start making comics in the store because I make comics, and then I slowly started, doing more and more to the point where I was starting to do events and stuff like that. And then John was like, we should make a title for you, and then we made a title, Writer-in-Residence, and so yeah, I've been the only Writer-in-Residence. Because you need to get this away from me with my cold dead hands. That's what you pull it off of.
And as writer-in-resident, you have...
Son of a bitch. Look at this motherfucker and his little Charlie Brown face. He's like if Charlie Brown was just like, should I do heroin or just go try to do graduate school? I'll try to go do graduate school. Nah, this is too hard. And then John happened. Yeah. Then you never went to heroin. You were just like, I'm just gonna sit on this couch. What do you want?
As writer-in-resident, you want to plug any comics that you worked on?
Oh, fuck yeah. Let me plug all the comics. What comics do I want to plug? Well, my comic, Me. I write a comic called Me, which is about me writing a comic book about myself in a comic book about myself. That's my baby. And then I also have my graphic novel, Gray, a memoir about the friend zone. And Boats, which is about... It's just a movie, Jaws, but for kids. What else do I got? Conversation Between Two Trees, which I did with my friend Sam. And then I have 3 books coming out soon. The Hippo and the Flea, which is a kid's book about a hippo and a flea who are best friends. Me Volume 2, which is a collection, second volume. And then what I'm working on now is called Butthurt, which is about having ass cancer. It's a comedy.
And where can we find these comics?
You can find them all over the city. Here, Carmine Street Comics, Desert Island, Tell Mama Comics Rocks in Brooklyn, and then mostly here, and then online at Amazon.com and Noise Trade, which is very important. Noise Trade is a good place to go for comics.